Okay, so be totally comfortable that we got these cameras rolling. A core pillar of what this piece of film will be is about responsible drinking. That becomes a piece of communication, you know, possibly a documentary, possibly something that's out on YouTube, who we are, what we do, how we do it. You know, so that's a very different, in fact, it's a breakthrough piece of communication because it's never been done.
What Billy's doing is just what Billy's doing, and it's over here to some extent. Like if they're separated, they're separate, right? You know what I mean?
Are we talking about the purpose being get across the responsible drinking message?
Yes. We don't want to get distracted.
Yeah. We don't want to make decisions based on what makes better film.
I'm not trying to be difficult, but what I am doing is
Could have fooled me.
No, I'm not trying to be any more difficult than usual. Then.
This is I think still a real important piece of film. You know, how an agency builds all of that and what you go through on your side that we're not even aware of, you know. You know,
the fighting alone would make a...
Damn client asked another question. Ferg Devens, I'm Vice President of Government and Public Affairs at Molson. I look after all of our relations with the various levels of government across the country, and I also have responsibility for responsible choices.
I'm Scott Ewart. I'm Chief Legal and Public Affairs Officer for Molson, and I'm Ferg's boss.
We can't pretend to understand what someone goes through when they lose a child, lose a family member. But what we can do is we can take every step possible and available to us to communicate responsibility and moderation and responsible drinking.
I mean, anybody would think that it's tragic if we feel responsible in any way. No, I think because the decision comes down to an individual level. I mean, nothing that the company does promotes that kind of judgment or behavior.
What we're really trying to dial up and be consistent with this year is the responsible choices message, so we can educate our consumers on how to properly use beer in any of your experiences.
So we can also provide them with a couple of tips on how to consume alcohol in a responsible manner. So for example, like make sure you're well hydrated, you continue to drink water, make sure that food is a part of your evening and you're not drinking on an empty stomach. So it really is a way for us to help educate students versus just telling them to pound beer.
This is our third year with a consecutive year with a campaign with them, which prior to that, year to year, you didn't know.
We always incorporate a responsible drinking message, but I don't think to this extent before.
So a lot of things have changed.
You know, you can have programs and you can create this and you can create that, but unless there is a fundamental underlying moral basis for these programs, such as, you know, doing the right thing, you know, they just won't have legs and they won't live on.
It just wasn't there before, right? Before we sell beer, and that's what they would tell me. Well, Fran, we sell beer. We need to do that.
Molson is a beer company, last time I checked. And Molson wants to sell more beer. We want to sell more beer responsibly.
Now you heard Ferg today, well, we sell beer. We're not going to apologize for that, but we're going to sell beer in a way that is respectful and, you know, honors other people's communities.
I feel that we're all doing our part in communicating responsible use.
Just the culture of the company too. Everybody knows, you know, drink responsibly.
Responsible drinking and responsible choices has been really a core element of this company literally for decades. You know, it's a fun product. It's a social product. It brings people together, provided people do it responsibly and don't do it in a reckless or harmful way. How are we doing?
You guys are amazing. I think we covered every...
I think we'd be more effective if we each wore a toque. Eh?